You listening to rockslamradio.com. From all studios to the world, we bring you the finest in quality entertainment. So grab a groupie, throw some horns, and settle in for another fine show from rockslamradio.com.
This is the T-Bonez Rock Show on rockslamradio.com, where each week I bring you the finest, most talented bands, musicians, and anything related to the live music scene in the Tampa Bay area and beyond. Hello, everybody, and thanks for listening tonight here on the T-Bonez Rock Show. I'm here with my co-host, Jim Gravely, the Chewbacca of the T-Bonez Rock Show. How are you, Jim?
I'm doing pretty well. Terry, how are you?
You see that one coming, did you?
No.
Tonight, our very special guest is the Bittersweet Band. Hi, folks.
Hello.
How you doing?
Bittersweet Band's a highly extreme, high-energy band that
Hi,
keeps
Internet.
the crowd pumped. Don't you guys?
Try to.
Absolutely.
You do a good job with that. Members of Bittersweet are, off to my left here, it's Nina Campagna.
Campagna. Yeah.
Campagna.
Campagna.
See. And then off to the right would be Nathan Boone, guitar and vocals.
Hello.
Off to the far left there is Nathan Boomer, bass guitar and vocals.
That's me.
Could not make it tonight would be Rob on drums. And Rob hopefully is watching the show. If not, we'll just make fun of him or something, you know?
We'll mock him.
I will make fun of him.
All right.
We'll bop him in the head
Yes.
tomorrow.
If you'd like to talk to the members of Bittersweet Band, call in at 727-597-4022 or hit us up on T-Bone Entertainment on Facebook. And hit the like button while you're on there and type in your questions, and you can ask Jim. Jim will read them off for you and answer you appropriately, I'm sure. Mark.
I don't know how appropriately. But
Yeah, he tends to get off the hook sometimes. Mark.
Yes, sir.
And where are you from, Mark?
Well, originally I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and I left there about when I was 10 years old, and then moved to South Bend, Indiana, which is where I grew up most of my young adult life.
Cool. And you moved down here because you don't like snow?
I don't like snow, and well,
I
actually,
didn't want to say the S word.
Actually, what brought me down here was my dad was ill with cancer, and at that time, I just decided it was probably a good time to relocate down here because this is where he was basically living, and I wanted to spend some time with him before he passed. So it gave me a chance to actually check out of that area and relocate here to the Bay Area. So
Cool.
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I lived up in Mackinac City.
Oh yeah,
You know,
very
It
cold.
was in a
Yes, sir.
suburb called Carp Lake.
Yeah.
I've been across
Yeah.
that bridge a whole bunch.
Yeah,
man.
the bridge. I used to work in a gift shop up there, and the tourists would come in. We called them fudgies.
Fudgies.
Yeah, fudgies.
Fudgies, man.
And we'd say, how do you get to the island? How do you get back
exactly
around?
what
Hey,
part of
I-
Michigan is that?
That's right on the
It's
tip.
right
That's
there.
right on the
right
tip.
at the tip,
Right
of, right at the
below.
tip of,
Right
of
there.
the mitten.
And you know, we used to go up to Newberry, Michigan, which is in the UP, and we joke about it being customs on the other side, but it wasn't the Canadian
No,
border.
there was no
And then
customs.
Fudgies goes out to Bo, the drummer for Zigzag, who
Okay. Is he a fudgy?
comes.
He's a fudgy.
No, but he constantly he talks about the Fudgies coming down here.
Ah.
He can identify them anywhere.
They don't migrate this far south, do they?
Yes, they do.
They probably go
We
to John's
see
Pass
them,
where
yeah,
they make
I've-
fudge.
When they get lost.
I'm from Florida, and for the few times we've made it up there, you can identify them.
Don't you love it
and
up there, though?
I guess I'm one of them.
Don't you love it up there, though? Isn't it great?
During August,
It's
it's
like
great.
it's like
in
somebody
August,
sprayed
it's awesome.
pine cleaner, in the air. Or something. I used to work in a gift shop up there, and the fudgies would come down. They go, "Well, how do you get to the island?" I says, "Well, you go out in the middle of the bridge, park your car, and about noon it'll swing over there." I don't know how many did that and how many accidents were there. It was all fun.
A friend of mine said that one of he went back to Michigan. He was really surprised because you walk in a restaurant and the first thing they say is, "You want smoking or non-smoking?"
Yeah,
Still smoking in
Yeah,
restaurants
it's
up
still
there.
smoke
At
up
least
there?
last year they were.
I don't know. That was who knows. I don't know about that.
And they brought him a glass of water without him asking.
It was right out of lake.
Smoking. What are they smoking? on?
Yeah, right.
I
They
don't
were
know.
still smoking something.
It was right out
I
of
guess
lake,
it wasn't.
though, I'm sure.
I guess it wasn't McDonald's.
They were smoking funny things.
Funny things.
Just
eh?
like- yeah, just
Mark, you started out playing piano at age 6, right?
I did.
Okay, and then at age 10, what did you play?
I went to trumpet, and then 12 years old, I started playing bassoon.
Now, I never have met anybody that played bassoon.
Wow, I didn't know this.
He's
Oh,
a
yeah.
bassoon player.
Yep, I'm a bassoon player.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a big
I
monstrosity.
know what a buffoon is, but what's a bassoon?
A bassoon? Well, a bassoon is a buffoon's brother.
Wasn't that in the
It's a woodwind. Yeah, it's a
76 trombones in the big parade? 110 cornets.
Well, the
right
thing
behind.
about the bassoon is nobody ever wants to play it. So it's like when you tell people, "Hey, man, I'm first chair in the orchestra," and they say, "Really? What do you play?" Well, I play bassoon. That's because I was the only one.
It's a huge
That's why
instrument.
it's a huge. It's like a big clarinet.
Hey, Mark, you played piano.
Yes.
Anybody ever said this? You can play piano, but you suck on the organ.
Well, I've always heard that you can tune a piano, but you can't
Get
tune
to
a
the
Right,
fish.
right,
Yeah.
REO.
REO Speedwagon had
Oh,
one
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
You guys are going to get the questions here real soon.
Cool.
You saw a Kiss concert and you decided to switch to the electric bass after you played bassoon, and there's a big switch there.
Well, what it was is it was bassoon at 12, and then by the time I was 14 in the school orchestra, I switched to bass viola. And
Wow.
to tell you how stupid I was about bass guitar is I actually went to the Kiss concert when I was just about ready to turn 15 years old, and the friend that I was with already played guitar in a little garage band, and he said, "Dude," he said, "that guy is playing what you play in the orchestra, only in a guitar style." I said, "Oh, okay." So
Cool.
that is what actually got me to play bass guitar.
Paul Stanley plays bass, right?
No, it's Gene Simmons.
Gene, right. Okay, all right. Got that one right.
You can't forget that with that. Well,
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about him.
Yeah, don't even say his name. It'll cost you 10,000.
Probably.
Do you remember where that concert was at you saw?
Yeah,
Kiss?
actually, it was at the Notre Dame ACC in South Bend, Indiana.
What year was that?
I believe it was like 75 or 6.
Very first concert I ever seen was Kiss, 1976, I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was the
it's
same.
in Cleveland.
Probably,
In Cleveland.
probably the same
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool. You played with a bunch of local bands in Indiana up there. The Jury.
Yes.
Who else?
I played with a band right prior to the Jury, which was called Lake Effect, and obviously the name was taken from the
Chicago
Lake,
area.
Exactly, Chicago area, and we were right off the tip of Lake Michigan, where we got all the snow. And of course, when we got snow up there, it was always dumped on at least by 3 or 4 feet
I
at
know.
the time.
It's Lake Effect
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
So we called it Lake Effect, and then from Lake Effect we put the Jury together, and that spawned for about maybe 13 years. And after that, there was just a couple other different bands that I was in before I actually relocated to the Bay Area.
And you backed up bands like Blackfoot, Head East, Foghat.
Yep.
Give me any reason.
Yes, I'll give you plenty of reasons. At the Rainbow Roller Rink in Mishawaka, Indiana.
Was it really? Very
Yeah,
cool.
It was the Rainbow Roller Rink
Very
in
cool.
Mishawaka.
Wow.
Man, that must have
Yeah.
been a while back.
Yep.
Yeah, Head East was a good. Are they still around, or do you know?
I think there's maybe one member left.
Yeah, they're all older now.
They're definitely older.
Who's
I
that,
think,
Head
I think
East?
just about
Yeah,
everybody's
Head
played
East.
with Head
Uh-huh.
East.
Head East.
Yeah, we opened up for
You
him
know
in
what,
Rochester.
That song that we used to when we get the PA, instead of going check check check, we play Head East.
Yeah.
You know,
Even
there's a band that
Nina's
does
band
a hell
Blind
of a
Rage
job.
opened for Head East up in where, Rochester. Nina?
Rochester.
Yeah. So everybody's played with Head East.
They
right?
changed their name to
Rochester,
Head
New
South.
York. Yep.
Yeah. When they realized it was getting too cold, they said, "Yeah, we're going to change it to Head South."
Everything was heading south.
Yes.
Everything is heading south.
Yes,
you know,
definitely.
waistlines and
Yep.
other things.
Yep, turkey throats and everything.
Yeah.
Gravity's bad.
The
for
show.
people. The show. Now, Mark, you recorded material for John Fogerty. Is that correct?
Yeah, I actually, yes, I did some shows with John Fogerty.
Good.
Yeah,
Is
back
he pretty down to earth guy?
I heard
or-
the tape.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's
Nina heard the
amazing.
tapes. There were
He
some
just-
bootleg tapes that I had. Yes, I did some shows with John Fogerty, and yeah, he's a very, very down to earth guy.
Very cool.
down to earth.
Yeah.
Yep. That's not too bad for having that in your arsenal of
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
that
No,
you
it's
can
good
play
people to play
Yeah.
with.
especially when you're dealing with such a pioneer of rock.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Right. Swamp music.
Exactly. The
Swamp
old man was
music.
down the road.
Now, when you were 13, you were in the band Jury, and you did multiple recording sessions, writing your own material.
Yeah. I've got several originals. Probably, I'd say probably at least between 30 and 40 songs that I've actually compiled through the years.
Is there anything on YouTube?
No. Actually, I've just come to realize that most of this stuff is still on cassette. I have to
Yep,
have the
yep,
cassettes converted to CD.
Right,
So
right,
I
or
mean,
MP3,
a lot
right, uh-huh.
exactly. I have to have that stuff converted. But yes, they're sitting in a bag that I tie up.
Yeah.
And I just kind of leave all these
amazing.
tapes in this bag, and this bag is just holding so many archives of all the pre-recorded material that
Take
I've
good
done.
care. That's all treasured stuff there.
Exactly.
It really
Exactly.
is.
If my house
All
ever burns
treasured
down, there
stuff.
goes all my tapes.
You played with a couple Tampa bands, Deja Groove,
Yes. Yes. I
Snow,
did. Yep. The Southern Snow.
Stone Gypsy.
Yeah. Stone Gypsy.
Didn't Pagan play with Stone Gypsy?
No,
Okay.
Jenna Stone.
No. Stone Gypsy is somebody
There was
I
a
know
Stone
played-
Well,
Ginger,
what's
too.
funny is about Stone Gypsy is Rob, the drummer, our drummer of right now that couldn't make it tonight. Rob was one of the first musicians I met when I came down here to the Tampa Bay area, and he was with the band Stone Gypsy at the time. So Rob and I have a history of being in a band together before
Oh, very cool.
he ever joined Bittersweet.
At
Who
different times, though,
Who
right?
else played in
yes.
Stone Gypsy? Somebody I know.
He
was talking about
Kevin-
that.
Kevin-
Pagan played with Jenna Stone.
Right. He
I
played
think
with a
that's who you're
couple other
thinking of.
bands too.
Yeah, John Cheppis played with Stone Gypsy. Justin, let's see.
Timberlake.
Bieber.
There were just about everybody played with Stone Gypsy. They were one of those bands that have a revolving door. and
Right.
just
Yep,
everybody was
yep.
always
Different.
playing because they
Nobody
just,
could gel. Is that what it was?
Basically, that's what it was. They had a hard time finding people that just couldn't seem to make
Mark's
the
almost
cut.
like a historian for the bands that have been around here, even though he hasn't been here as long as I have.
Yeah, Nathan's been here probably longer than me.
Yeah,
and-
I was born here. Yeah,
but
so we'll
he's
get to
always
that later.
he's always been doing everything on more of a pro level. You know, me, I was just kind of trudging through the.
Hey, John Fogerty's pretty damn good.
Well,
Yeah,
I'd have to
I'd
say
say
so.
that's
good on the
that's
resume.
That's not too bad.
That
And,
is.
I even played with Bo Diddley
Yeah.
back in the day.
And,
so.
and is it bathroom on the right? Did you ever figure that out?
Is the bathroom on the right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, he had, he used a cup, so
A beer bottle.
Pissed in a bag.
he pissed wherever he could.
You
just like the
also
rest of us.
auditioned for Steinhardt Moon.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I've never heard of Steinhardt Moon.
Well,
Robbie
Steinhardt
Steinhardt.
that was Robbie Steinhardt. That was a band that he had put together with Rick Moon and the former members
Yeah.
of.
Stranger.
No, it's actually Stormbringer.
Rick Moon.
Rick Moon,
Stormbringer.
right, was with Stormbringer at the time, and Stormbringer became Steinhardt Moon on the weekends when Robbie would sit in and they would do a whole set of Kansas material and stuff, and so basically through the week they were Stormbringer, and then on the weekends they were Steinhardt Moon.
Now they do 3 minute a tip jar, right?
3 men in a
Yep.
tip jar. Yep.
Yep.
Every other Wednesday at the $2.
Yep.
And we even go in and sit with those
Yes, we
guys
do.
occasionally.
$2, yeah.
And they
Yeah.
see us coming and they want us to get up there
I
and
like
jam
that
with
Yes.
when a band's playing and they go, hey, come on, play one. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I love that. A lot of bands won't let you do that. Don't want you to do it.
You're right.
But
Some don't.
It's good crowd pleaser. It
It
really
is,
is. I mean,
We
I
like
I
to
to
charge
see it. I
people.
like to see
we
that.
we got into charging people to
Yeah, we kind of stormtroop the stage when we show up.
These guys, you guys don't know about that, but I charge people.
He's making all the profit
am.
from that. Yeah.
I like to
Oh,
I like the to bring up the good guitarists and then go out and talk to their wives.
Come on, hit them
Here,
there,
play
Wes,
with
is
my
what you're
guitar,
saying.
and I'll go find something
Hey,
to do.
That never happens to me.
Now you hooked up with a couple other musician friends, Loudmouth Lucy.
Yes, Loudmouth Lucy was a spin-off of some of the members from Stone Gypsy that put another project together. And Loudmouth Lucy was one of the bands that we had put together. And unfortunately, it didn't last too long because there's always one bad apple in the bunch. And that particular
Was that
fellow-
Lucy?
Well, it wasn't Lucy. It was Lucy's
Lucy
brother.
was the dog,
It was
right?
Lucy's brother.
That's where they got it from. The name.
The name Loudmouth
After a
Lucy,
dog.
right? The name Loudmouth Lucy came from a dog.
Oh, no kidding.
And the dog would bark when everybody came to the house, and they'd say,
Hey, Lucy, you're
"Shut
a
up,
loudmouth."
Loudmouth Lucy." And that became
Is that the
name.
same? Is that the same band that's now Loudmouth?
No. This was actually several years before Loudmouth. Loudmouth actually took that name probably from Loudmouth Lucy.
Okay. And then you were with Hard Truth.
Yes, Hard Truth was together for about
6 years.
about 5 or 6 years. Yes.
I have 6 years, so I don't want to
Yeah,
lie to you
yeah,
about
but
that.
Probably about.
Yeah, I'd say it was probably closer to 6. Indeed.
Oh, so you've been around. You've played with a lot of people.
I played with a lot of people in this area.
You
and,
were a-
just like a bad penny, I'm always turning up.
Now, did you always play bass, or you grab a guitar every once in a while and play?
No, I'm strictly
always
a
a bass.
bass player,
Yeah.
and
You sing very well too.
Well, thank you very
You
much.
sing
I
very well.
appreciate it.
Amazing.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
You ever grab a
Sometimes I hate
bassoon?
him.
Yeah, no, you do. very
Yeah,
well.
I
sometimes
look at him and I go, "Oh my God!"
Well, sometimes I'll pull out that.
So when I die, I want to come back and sing like him. Beautiful tenor
Nina, you
voice.
sing very well.
Beautiful
Yeah, you do.
tenor.
You do.
Nina's she's the
Yeah.
bomb when she's
Yeah,
we
she
sing you guys
definitely probably the
harmonies and
best of
stuff.
the best.
Very good. Very good.
Remember when I saw you down at the bridge like 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. I remember. And you're
I
taking
think
pictures
Charlie
of us.
from Lost and Found turned me on to you guys.
Charlie Lost
Said,
and
go check
Found.
them down.
Those guys.
That's when Johnny
are
was playing
scary
with us
good,
still.
man.
Yeah.
My son Johnny was still with us back then.
Good.
Yeah, that's back when
Yep.
Blind Rage was a family band. I
Yep,
used to
we
go
were
see
called
Blind
the
Rage.
Partridge Family.
Very good. Nina, where are you from?
Buffalo, New York. But I'm born in Naples, Italy.
Wow.
I'm an Italian.
Hey, what's
Now,
that?
Nina, make sure you tell them the
Paisan.
story about singing for donuts.
Was he a
in front of
paisan?
the
Yes, I
Italians.
did. When I was a little girl, I'd
Singing for donuts.
stand out
for
front
donuts.
of. Yeah, that was my first paying gigs. I'd stand outside Luigi's Bakery, and people.
Luigi?
Luigi's Bakery.
Luigi.
People
Oh,
down
come
the
on,
street
you made
would be.
that up.
Oh, it wasn't
Come on.
Luigi's
It's the guy from
Bakery.
Super Mario
Was it-
Brothers.
Yeah,
This was
I
a
know.
big Italian
They throw big barrels at
environment over there. Big Italian neighborhood. What was the sign for?
Guy with really bad body.
Are we
this
getting
little-
too loud or what?
No. He had a sign
Oh.
that says "Sorry, no videos." He screwed up.
you could go on our site and get 'em.
I know, but he can't do all that converting and stuff. And
They're on our
Terry did
site.
Everything. I mean, T-Bonez. Sorry, did everything right this week. It was me who messed up. So
that's his last mess up too.
I
believe me.
apologize for that.
That's the last one.
He's a veteran now.
You know, I don't care, Nolan. I love you anyway.
We'll just have you stand up and play air guitar and sing it. you
Yeah.
know.
He'll do it too.
When
He was
the-
in
when
here
the-
last week. They were doing party games, and he had a plunger with hair on it between his legs. And I don't know what he was doing with it, dropping the
I
hair.
wouldn't
in
even
the
want to
bucket
know
or
what he was
something.
doing with that.
Oh no.
Yeah, just watch the rerun of last week's show, and he was on here.
Yeah, he came in and kicked the bucket of his competitor.
He cheated on the game.
Kicked the bucket out right from underneath.
So I didn't get a chance to finish.
No, we're
Yeah,
not
about the
finished with you
donuts.
yet.
Because this is
Okay.
important.
All right.
That is
Go
It's
for
my
it.
first paying gig.
I'm all ears.
All right.
You tell him, bloop bloop.
I'd stand on the steps of Luigi's Bakery. I would sing Italian songs. And the people would come out of church. They'd come up to me and give me some money, like change, dime, whatever. And I'd go in there and buy donuts. I do this a lot. I mean, nobody could pass up a
How old were you at
curly
the time?
hair.
I mean, just about the age you were when you were a
You need a
teenager or you preteen.
no, very young.
5 or 6, maybe.
Maybe 7, 8. Little girl. I began with like singing around 5.
Very cool. You weren't shy or anything about it.
Oh, no.
Just because they were giving you money.
That's right. So that was my first paying gig.
That's pretty cool.
You don't want to give her a microphone. You won't get it back.
That's
okay.
true.
No, that's okay. That's all right.
She's a little ham bone.
That's good. You've been singing on stage since you were 5 years old?
Yes.
What did you do?
Kindergarten.
A play or something?
No. My father was a songwriter, beautiful tenor,
Really?
probably like as beautiful as Mark's.
Mhm.
And he wrote songs, and he would teach them to me. And then I did a couple of them. The pianist, the school's pianist, played them, and I did a few of them in Italian. So I've been singing in Italian since about 5 years old.
Sing any
Wow.
opera stuff or anything like
Yes.
Sing us-
I think opera was
that?
my
Pavarotti
favorite.
or anything like
I don't have that opera voice anymore
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you're talking how many years of screaming and that hard rock.
Right.
Yeah, it does. Your voice gets very taxed.
Doesn't season it out,
Yes,
right?
yes. It's not the same anymore.
Your father played guitar also?
Yes, he did. Yep.
Oh.
How cool.
Yep.
You sang in the kindergarten
Right, at
school
school,
auditorium.
Yep, in the
accompanied by
auditorium in front of
pianists.
people. Yeah.
And did you ever, when you were young, did you ever experience stage fright or anything like
Probably
that?
not. No.
He's laughing.
No,
This is
I
the
think
oldest girl
no,
I've
She's
because
the
you know
biggest
what?
ham in
'Cause
the world.
I think when you're little, you're just you're innocent. You don't. I don't think you really experience that stage fright as you do. I think still now. You get a little anxious and
I did a elementary school play about, I don't know, it was a Thanksgiving play. And I remember I had lines and I got up there and I
Oh.
just froze. And I still remember the anxiety that going through me at that day. I still can't get up. You ask him. I can't get up on the stage with him. I can say anything intelligent, I go, thank you, bye. I can't get up. I can't get up on stage and talk in front of people. I can give speeches and talk to small groups, but
Yeah.
I cannot get up in front of people when these guys are performing or anything like that.
He does fine when he does.
Well, you couldn't
but-
even tell that,
but it's
Terry,
hard.
because you're doing just fine here on the radio.
yeah, you are.
There's
You're
nobody out
perfect.
there. I'm looking at nobody. I'm looking at Nolan. He looks like Jesus
Yeah,
anyway.
but
so I'm
still,
looking at him.
you're fine.
Thank you.
You're doing just fine.
Okay, we got over your first paying gig at Luigi's. They would hand you change, right?
Sure.
And you get the
Donuts.
donuts.
Oh, yeah, they were
Donuts.
good.
Very good. And then you continue to sing and develop your voice. Whenever you saw a musician at some musical event, you would somehow find yourself to
Anywhere.
get on stage, get up
Anywhere.
on stage and do a
If I
song.
went to camp and they would have, musicians singing around campfires or any kind of thing that there would be a musician, a pianist, guitar player there was me going up to them and
Any
saying,
occasion
I want to
to sing.
sing.
Yeah.
Even now.
It's your love for life, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
You sing in the
it's my
car?
passion.
You sing in the car?
Um,
Do you roll the windows down
yeah,
when you're singing?
no. I don't go to that extreme no more. Now it's like I have fatigue because I've been doing this forever, and it's like, God, I just want quiet.
That's her whispering voice
I do.
right now
I do.
that you're hearing through the mic.
Yeah, she's
That's
a
her
she's a
whispering
belter
voice.
outer.
She can project. I know she can project.
She's a belter outer.
Did you ever take vocal lessons or anything?
No.
Or just by yourself?
It
Just
no,
singing?
yeah, it did. I think I was a natural since a little girl. No one really
cool.
taught me, except for my father would
Very
teach me his songs, and I guess I followed his beautiful tenor voice that he had. It was gorgeous.
You have an overwhelming compulsion to sing to an audience.
Well, I did at that time. At that time.
And she still does.
At that time.
I believe she still does. She
Yep.
she got up there and she was a natural. When I see you guys
Well-
at Seaside, I want to see you again next time you play. Where are you playing next?
Actually, this
Saturday.
Saturday we're at the Eagles,
Eagles
Nest,
Nest.
in Tarpon Springs.
Oh, very cool. We played there. It's
Cool
nice-
bar,
great,
yep.
Great
Yeah, it's a
place.
very nice place.
The waitresses are really nice.
Yes,
the owner's
they
really
are.
cool
And
guy.
good.
Yeah.
They only told us to turn
great,
down
great
one time.
drinks,
Yeah.
nice and cheap and strong.
I get that a lot. Oh yeah, good drinks. Good drinks there. Yeah. In your high school years, Nina, you saw a cute little long-haired guitar player in school,
Yeah.
and
Well, he ended up being my husband. And I went up to him. He was playing in the school band, and he was handsome and playing the guitar. So I went up to him and I said, "You play guitar, don't you?" And he goes, "Yes." I go, "Well, I sing." And then that was that afterwards. I mean, we just, we dated and ended up getting married.
you
And
get married at 19.
yes,
Very young age. Very
yep,
young age.
I had my first kid at 21.
Mhm.
So, yep, family and then we just played. My husband and I, we put a band together back in the 80s.
Called Stepping Out.
We were called Stepping Out, and we were booked by one of the top booking agents up in Buffalo. And you had to be a good band for them to book you. It's the same band that booked like Billy Sheen,
Oh, very cool.
Tallis,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yep.
You
So
played disco and things like that.
we did. Yep,
Uh-huh.
we did the disco era,
Yeah.
and we went into the rock. We got into that, but we were just so versatile. We were able to do anything and play anywhere. And we played 4 or 5 nights a week, and it was nice being with my husband. I had security,
Sure, yeah.
felt safe,
Yeah, yeah.
and
It's a partner to work with.
partner
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yep,
You guys played for 11 years.
yeah, the same band, Stepping Out.
That's
oh
very rare.
yes,
very
and
rare.
then our guitar player died.
Uh-huh.
He died of cancer, very young, in his 40s. No, actually 30s.
Then after that, you put a band together called the Beat Patrol.
Beat Patrol, yep. Yep. And we added a keyboard player at that time. I think that only lasted maybe a couple years. Probably not too long. But I don't know if I mentioned about the country band we had called Petty Cash.
Petty Cash, yeah.
Yes. Then we got into country. At one point, country became big, and the rock kind of went to the seaside.
Mhm.
And then we started doing some of the country. And then the thing is, with that, people would say, "You guys are not a country band." I mean, they could tell we had that edge.
Sure, yeah.
Right, a rock person trying to sing that little sweet country stuff. So we did that for a while. Went to school, got a degree, and
What'd you
things
get,
like that.
What'd you get your degree in?
Medical assisting.
Really? And you just
Yeah, medical
do you
secretary
still work in
assisting.
that field?
No, because now I work for my daughter's roofing company now.
Oh,
Downright
that's right.
Roofing.
Downright Roofing.
Right.
Yeah, I see the signs.
Yeah,
on
Done
it.
right.
yes,
If you want it done, have
excellent.
it done right.
Done right. That's
Yes, excellent quality roofs they
right. Good
produce.
plug. Good plug there.
Yeah.
That's okay. We do a little game here. It's called Stump the Band. And tonight I do a little different. I'm going to name a song. You tell me who did it, and there's extra points for what year it was done. Okay? Ready? Anybody can answer
What's
that.
the prize?
Jim, you can answer it too. There's a ride on my speedboat next year around Halloween or something. I don't have a speedboat. We'll find something for you. Come on, there's a wise guy.
He
Here.
won't pick
Okay,
on you.
No,
we have
man. How
gum
about
here.
the pink flamingo? I'll give it to my
Okay.
mom.
Well, you got to answer a series of questions for the pink flamingo.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All right.
They're not easily obtained.
I'm
They're
sure.
a cherished
You're gonna
item.
Try to stump
You can
the
take
band.
it with you, man.
They're a cherished item. Okay.
You want it. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay. Who did the song "Easy Living"?
Uriah
Easy
Heep.
Live Uriah Heep.
Good job. Do you know what year?
Extra points.
73.
Ooh, real close too. Very good. How about the song "Everybody Wants You"?
Billy
Oh, that's
Squire.
Billy Squire.
Who got that
From,
one first?
That's from Emotions in Motion album, and it is 1982.
Very good, man. He's getting bonus points for naming the album.
All right, Nathan, you
Very
got on
good.
Speedboat Ride.
Very good.
Damn.
Yes.
It's good.
Bang a gong.
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a trick question because Power Station redid it too.
Yeah,
Right.
but these are original.
Yeah,
The original ones.
original
yeah,
version.
the original ones,
1970.
72. Sorry,
Oh,
John.
that's what I meant to say.
Sorry, Jim.
Also,
You're out of this.
1970 also.
Didn't work.
Well, I was gonna say that you'll probably catch Power Station doing it before you would catch T-Rex doing it right now.
Yeah.
But I guess not.
Yeah,
Because Robert Palmer was their singer.
That's
terrible,
right.
I know.
That's
That's
I didn't
true.
know that. That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So Jim got a wrong answer.
Nice.
I love that.
Song called "Because the Night."
All right. That is
Bruce
by Patti
Springsteen.
Smith.
Bruce Springsteen was
Patty,
original.
Oh.
Patty Smith did it first.
Yeah,
right?
he wrote it, and then Keel did the greatest version of it.
Man, I should have
Keel.
got some.
Actually, we used to do that in our
Do you know
band
what?
for many
Do
years.
you know what year T-Rex did that song?
72?
God, you're good. He's really
Nathan.
good. He's really good. I should have got some harder questions. I didn't know you guys would be this easy.
Well,
You're dealing with veteran pros here. We got
We are, I mean-
121 years of experience in our
Combined.
between all of us.
we're
you
as
know,
old as
combined.
Methuselah.
There's that name
All
again.
right, here's a good one for you. Bittersweet Symphony.
It is, oh, man. They are the
Vern.
the Verve pipe.
The Verve. You got
Oh,
it.
it's the Verve. There's Verve
Do
pipe.
you
They
know?
lasted for
Do you
5
know what? And do you know who was in the Verve?
Michael Jackson.
No. No.
Man, he dead.
He's not in there.
He
That was-
dead now.
He
That was a soundtrack for a movie. Do you know what the movie was?
I
What if you
forget
guys
what
get
it
this? I
is.
want to go back to the drawing
I
board.
forget it.
Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke.
No, the movie Cruel Intentions. Ever
Oh,
seen that?
yeah.
No,
No.
That movie? Oh, it's a
No.
good movie.
I'm not a big TV head.
It's a very good movie. Bungle in the Jungle. Who did that?
Jethro Tull,
What year?
73.
5. Your guys are really close. with
close.
these. Give a little bit.
Oh, give a little
Supertramp.
bit of-
Supertramp,
Very good.
Yeah.
1978.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go back to questions here because you guys are wiping me out on these trivia things.
Yeah,
I
we are.
didn't know you'd be that good, so I would have got some harder ones.
We're all on top of our game.
Nina, in 1990, you put a band together called Blind
Blind
Rage.
Rage, yep.
And
Yep.
Can you tell us a little about that?
Well, that's when we did classic and when new modern rock came out. We took up in that arena, that style.
Very good. And that was with Don.
Oh, of course.
You moved to Florida with your oldest daughter, correct?
Well,
Yeah.
she moved down here, started her company.
Okay.
Of course, I cried my eyes out.
Done Right Roofing. She started, or
Yep.
did she have a company before that?
No. She moved down here with her, my grandson, and
Mm-hmm.
her husband. They started Done Right Roofing. We came down here 2002.
Mhm.
And then,
You joined your son down here.
no.
You had your son down
where
here.
our son was. No, we had him up in Buffalo.
Okay.
And
Well, Johnny was what, 13?
yeah, when we moved down here, Johnny was like 14.
He can sing too, huh?
Oh my God,
He's a hellacious bass player.
Bass
he
player.
is like
And
gifted,
drummer.
Guitar player and
Multi-
drummer.
And, yeah, he's a
talent.
virtuoso.
virtuoso.
Good.
But he's at Delta working as a
Works for Delta Airlines.
Oh, does he really?
yeah.
Was
He wants to go be a pilot.
Was he an aircraft mechanic
So
now?
yeah, he's good. Yeah,
That's what they usually start out.
mechanic
Uh-huh.
now, and
I'm sure he's great at that too.
yeah, he just had so many talents that. But we were fortunate enough to have him play with us in our band,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, we were so proud to have him with us because he was just phenomenal. And what parent wouldn't? You
Well,
know,
Nina, didn't you even say that when he was a kid, he used to strum the strings on the
yeah,
guitar?
like when he was a
little
baby. Yes. And then when he started walking, he'd strum on Don's guitars and.
My kid does that to my guitars, and
your
I
kid-
beat him because I just don't want him to go down
Going out
that
of tune,
path. I
right?
really
Oh
beat
no
the
no no no
crap
no,
out of him.
Nathan, you don't. You got
I
to encourage
slap him
it.
and knock him across the room. I'm like, dude.
Hit him with the guitar.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Kind of like a
he's,
do a Pete Townshend
Look.
on his head.
look, he's 4 years
Yeah.
old. He can defend himself. So, I see him strumming on my guitar. It's like, I'm going to do this kid a favor, so I beat the living daylights. I'm doing him a
kid's so
favor, man.
adorable.
Be a drummer.
He's going to be bigger than you one day.
Yes, he
Gets
is.
to
He's
pick-
he's bigger and stronger than
Tell him
me
to be a
already.
doctor and attorney or something.
He gets to pick your nursing home. You know that, right?
He will. I won't make it to the nursing home with this kid.
Nina, do you want to talk about the tragedy in your life?
Yeah.
However you want to. If you want to pass it on, we can do that.
And his 3rd year anniversary is coming up, November 30th. That was a dark day in my life. November 30th, 2009. Of course, we had gigs booked, and that was the hardest thing to do, was to call and cancel. Could barely get it out, trying to tell bar owners that my husband died, and it was absolutely horrible. And I just, after that, I said, I don't think I could sing again. I really don't think I have another song left in me to do. I just couldn't do it. But friends around me, they said, oh, no, you're not going to stop.
You have a
And they
gift,
helped
you
me
have
to
a gift,
continue.
and that's they wanted to keep
Right,
it going.
right. And I'm glad and fortunate enough that, Mark by my side here, my bass player, he's helped me, a lot of support. And actually everybody, really, Nathan too. I mean, that's how Bittersweet came about.
My guitar player died on stage at her husband's tribute.
Right.
That was another
Right.
tragedy.
That was the weirdest
First
twist
song in.
that could ever. The first song in, we were doing "Dreams I'll Never See" by Molly Hatchet, and not even 2 lines into the first verse, my guitar player had a massive heart attack on stage at her husband's tribute at Bourbon Street.
It's so
terrible.
terrible.
That was horrible. Just
Did he have
horrible.
a history of heart condition, or?
It had ran in his family. His father and 2 brothers had died from cardiac arrest, so it ran in the family.
Wow, that's just
Yeah, it was
so
terrible.
tragic. Yeah.
It was terrible. But that's basically how Bittersweet came to be.
Yep.
And you play in their memory.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then it's so eerie because there's so many times just hearing the guitar, Nathan.
I got it.
Sometimes some of the notes that he hits.
I use Don's wah-wah pedal.
Oh, my
It's
God.
in my rack every night, and I
And-
use it because Nina let me use it.
Yep.
And I put it there every night, and it's kind of one of those things. I think it's really, really important
And
for
it's
it
got
to
the
be on
alien
the stage.
sticker on there
yeah,
still.
It's got all the stickers.
And I
on
do look at it. I go, look
Yes.
at that. Don's Wah was on the stage.
And I thought about that a couple weeks ago when we were playing at Ballyhoo's. I looked at that wah-wah, and
Right.
I thought, Don is with us tonight.
Yeah, it's very. I
And
take
he
really good
probably
care
is.
of that.
And he
Way
probably
better.
is. Yeah. He's probably there.
But I think the worst thing earlier on was going back into the bars, the same bars that we stood on. It was so hard for me to go in the room, and I would just look around and say, that's where Don stood. He stood there. And then, of course, some of the rooms where my son played with us, and Johnny was over there. And that's where the speakers were, and that's where all the power amps were. It's like I had everything in my mind photographed that I knew where everything was. And then just sometimes, I choke back tears too, and I still do sometimes. I still do. Because there are just some songs that are just,
They just play back those days.
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
They do.
You went on, and you go on, and you're stronger than ever.
There's sometimes I want to scream.
I know. I can imagine.
I have anger. I
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
I
it's
do,
hard to
but-
it's hard to deal with
but
something
I've,
like that.
You know,
really
I've
is.
given it to God, and
Mhm.
for Him to help me with that. Why did He take my husband? Why? Not only that, I lost 2 worlds. I lost my
Yeah.
husband and my guitar player. He was my guitar player
Yeah.
since we were 16 years
Yeah.
old.
When that happens like that, there's no closure to it. It's
No,
like when
'cause
you
it was
get
suddenly.
when you get a divorce or something, there's closure there.
Right.
But when something like that happens, there's no closure.
Especially when you don't want them to leave.
No,
Yeah.
because I didn't ask for
Yeah.
this,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then trying to be in a relationship, said, "Well,
It's
I
just
didn't ask for
happens.
this. I don't want to be in this.
Right.
I want
Yeah.
Don."
I didn't sign up for this, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
it could be a little testy at times, but
I remember Gary and Bo Bo's from Zigzag, and they both play together. Gary Marsicano plays in a Chip Jordan band with Bo, and it was us. It was the 4 of us after that happened, and that was a hard time because you couldn't help but feel that kind of.
Nathan had to
How
fill
heavy
Don's
it
shoes.
was.
Right.
You couldn't. It was really, really, really a heavy situation. now looking back on it, you realize how heavy that was. I mean, it was really, and that's the only word that I can describe.
No,
right
no,
now.
I kind of understand.
It was
what
really,
I
yeah.
wasn't involved, but I can imagine what it would be on you, heavy on your heart. You played for a year or so with Jeff.
Jeff Brissett, did you know him?
No.
Well, and then unfortunately, a year after my
wow.
husband died, and he passed away, he was my drummer. So it's like I got these people that are like dying around me.
Yeah,
It's like,
a lot of
I
tragedy.
hope am I
in that,
cursed? Is my band
Yeah.
cursed? But
No, I think.
no, but he was ill. He had Crohn's disease, poor guy, and he suffered with that.
I'm gonna stop drinking and I'm gonna like start taking my vitamins and stuff, and I'm gonna start eating right. I think. No, I'm sorry.
I would just enjoy life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No.
So
it's-
it was with Jeff that, we decided to, we're all brand new members. So, what are we going to call the band? So we were just throwing out all these names, and Bittersweet came up, but Jeff wanted to spell it Suite.
Okay.
So
I
we
noticed
had,
it was spelled that way on one of the
Yes.
things you gave me.
right. So for a while it was that. And then people would call us Bittersweety, sweetie.
Because they
Yeah,
couldn't
go see
pronounce
Bittersweety.
sweet. Yeah.
They they didn't know how to say that Suite.
Sweet.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
I
sweet.
didn't know that you guys ever played in Lakuchi. That's funny. Bittersweet, really?
Sweet.
Bittersweet. See, you don't even know where Lakuchi is. What kind of Floridians are we?
Is that with,
No, I don't.
with Lakuchi, right?
No, it's Lakuchi. It's a
Is that
town
near?
called
Is that near
Lakuchi.
Passamaquoddy? Or?
swamps.
It's right on the other side of Dade City.
Oh,
Incredible.
It's just swamps.
Didn't it? It's
Phenomenal.
a swamp with a name.
Passamaquoddy.
Okay.
Their favorite pastime just recently here for Halloween was
Blue Coral
pumpkin.
But to sum it up, though, I think
Sorry.
Bittersweet. We finally, I guess we changed it then when you came around, right?
Right.
Mark?
Yes.
To Sweet. We added the SWEET, and we just thought that was very fitting for our circumstances because it was a bitter ending. For me, very sad
And a sweet
bitter,
beginning at the
and
same
a sweet
time.
beginning with
Yeah.
the new guys.
Yeah. Kind of a
Right,
new.
and two tragedies. There was two tragedies that occurred that caused Bittersweet to be born. The death of my husband, my guitar player of Blind Rage, and then the death of Ricky Vance,
Who was my guitar player
was
from,
his
from
guitar
Hard
player from
Truth.
Hard
So
Truth.
that's when Nina and I kind of merged through these two tragedies and put together Bittersweet.
right. And he knew Don.
And
you know,
Don was
very
like a
good.
brother to me. So I'd known Nina and Don and Johnny for several years before this tragedy had ever happened. We'd go back and forth and go see each other's bands and so forth. So they were like family to me.
When you say you go back and forth, see all those bands down here.
Well, I mean,
We go see each other's bands.
when my band,
sit
when
in.
Hard Truth wasn't playing, I would go out and actively go see Blind
Sure.
Rage
Right, uh-huh.
because they were friends of mine, and they were always the
Right.
first band I would go see. I'd go see Donna, Nina, and Johnny because I just love these people. They were like family to me. And when they were off, they'd come out and see us, and we built a nice friendship through the years, just it supporting each other's groups. So it was definitely a bitter ending and a sweet beginning.
It's very good that you guys, just got back up and went for it. That's a real tragic thing.
It was.
You know.
It really was.
Nathan, where are you from?
Tampa, Florida.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
My condolences.
Yeah.
He is a true cracker.
Yes, I am. And come from a long line of crackers.
Do you know where the word cracker originated from?
Yes, it is the somewhat they're not indigenous to Florida. Yes, it's from the people cracking the whips
The
or
cattle.
whatever.
Cattle is a big thing.
I just
up
thought that we were like really, really ghostly white. So we originated it,
there. When did you start playing drums? That's a hard one.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it is hard because I
About a
never
week
played
ago?
drums. I'm a guitar player.
I'm sorry. When did you
That's
start
all right.
playing guitar?
I
See,
play
you fixed it up
fallopian
there.
tube.
I fixed it up there. You play what?
Fallopian
Okay.
tube.
Is there
play
anything
main
else I
one.
got wrong here? You toured with some international recording contract with Frontier Records.
Yeah,
Out of
you
Italy?
know what? That's I played for a band out of Zephyr Hills called Tier, and we'd play a little bit in the clubs around here, but we kind of got treated really bad because we did like a lot of original material, but we had a good following, so the clubs were kind of nice to us. But it was hard for us to get gigs, so we hooked up with a guy named Ralph Santala, who made all of this happen. He's an international internationally known guitar player out of the area. Has played with like Sebastian Bach and Iced Earth and stuff. And at the time, he was signed to Frontiers, and we were part of like a production deal for him. And now that label is like the home of Journey overseas and some of the retreads like
Wow.
Toto, Dokken, Mr. Big. They're
Remember
all him.
Toto?
And they're out of Italy. They're out of Italy too.
Toto did in Africa.
Yes.
Song called Africa. And then another one that was a big hit. What was it?
Mm-hmm.
Scary
Toto
good
hit.
band.
Toe the
Hold the
line.
line.
Hold the line.
Hold the line. Yeah.
Hold the line.
Yeah.
Hold the line.
Yeah.
You did work for Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, another thing through Ralph Santalla, because he was their primary guitar player, because when he would come in, they knew that it would get done correctly because he was so good at it. But he was busy with his band Millennium at the time, and he said, hey, man, can you come in and do these couple gigs for me? So I would sit there with Jimmy Hart, and Jim Morris would engineer it, and Howard was the keyboard player who pretty much wrote everything, and Jimmy and I would sit there in the room. It was kind of surreal having the Mouth of the South in there.
Was it for recording for like wrestling intros or something?
Yes, it's
that
exactly
what it was?
what it is. Really, really bad intros. Like I can go on to YouTube just for kicks, and I'll put it in. Like for instance, Jeff Jarrett, he has TNA Wrestling now. I played guitar on it, and it's just people just ripping on it. And I said, you know what? It deserves to be ripped on. It sucked. It was horrifically bad. It was terrible. My guitar playing was terrible. And I just remember Jeff Jarrett. He was a sweet guy, just going, how long you been playing guitar, boy? And I'm like, dude, this is, I didn't tell him. You know, they were paying me, so I can't sit there and go, man, I suck. This whole thing sucks. It's terrible. But it's nice seeing people rip on it. But it's a couple of those guys did. And I think one of them got killed in the ring, like in Japan, the guy I did the
Really?
wall.
Yeah.
He got killed in the ring. And then from there, I was doing a little bit of the Pace Motorsports stuff, which is monster trucks.
Okay.
Oh,
funny, I
yeah,
did
that's
some-
a big stretch
Well, that's-
from monster trucks
Hey
to
Nathan,
pro wrestling.
that's funny. You
right?
were tied with Pace Motorsports because I did some airbrushing for some of
Nice.
those big machines,
Nice.
Rampage and Barefoot, and some of those.
Sure.
Are you an artist?
Yeah, I'm an artist. I'm also an airbrush artist.
Very cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
Isn't that
He
something?
airbrushed my features in here for the camera. Before
Yeah,
I
it's
come
like
in.
somebody did
And
your
he-
makeup. I
and he
think
put a
Nina must
six-pack
have did
on
your
me.
makeup, right?
What is that, Bud Light?
Yes, it's a keg of Bud Light.
Yeah, I did a six
What
pack for
about
Nathan,
Bud
and, did
Light?
and I did a
What are you
12 pack
talking
for me.
about? Light beer?
Nathan, what's the craziest thing you have ever done or seen on stage?
Ever done or seen on stage? I saw one night I was in Nottingham, England, and we played in Belfast, Ireland. I played with Tyr, and somehow one of our buddies, Troy, he followed us over there. He's just a good friend of ours. He comes out with a blow-up sheep, and he got it out of one of the
Anything with a
dispensers out
blow-up
of a
sheep's got to
condom,
end up bad.
and it had the orifice in it and everything. And it came out of a condom dispensing machine. And I looked down, and there's Troy with this sheep. And everywhere we went, like we'd be riding down the road in our van, and we're going down the M6 or whatever. And I look over, and he was crazy enough to drive over there. He had never driven over there.
On the wrong side of the road.
And he's there with the sheep in his lap as he goes by. But that wasn't the craziest. Was one night I looked over, and the lead singer of the band, I think they were called Deadline or whatever. We were there. We played one show in Belfast with Jeff Scott Soto, which was superb. I mean, he went on to do a Journey and came from Yngwie Malmsteen's band and done everything. He's with the Queen Experience now, you know, a singer's singer, and he's done so many things you can't even mention. But we played a gig with him in a band called Taiketo, but there was another band called Deadline. And in Nottingham, England, I looked over, and the lead singer of the band had taken all of his clothes off, and he was just standing there. And I was like, dude, and to them, that's entertainment.
Was there alcohol or chemicals involved in this?
Nothing. I think that this guy was sober. I really do. We were drunk, but he was sober.
That's what it
So
was.
I saw five
probably wanted to
of
get
them.
drunker after
I saw
that, huh?
5 naked guys. Yeah, it was really kind of hot. But yeah, you know, I
This
mean,
is
I
while
can't
they're on
even
stage
think of all of
performing,
this
right?
stuff. Yeah. I've seen just bizarre crap that, I mean, it's just a big mush. There's a hamster on a wheel up here. You know, so I can't
spit some
even.
of it out, man. I'm interested. This is
Oh.
better stuff than
Oh,
what anybody
Nathan's got a lot of stories.
other bands have given
He's got
me
some of
here.
the greatest stories.
No, they're really more mundane type deals. You know, it's like, I mean, it's like the stuff like, you know, the ladies lifting their tops and stuff. Usually it's my wife that I have now. She was one of them that was lifting. And
That's why you married her.
yeah, that's why I married her. And but you know, that stuff is like really kind of milquetoast compared to the other stuff that I've seen. But those are like the stories that stand out. You know, I just I think that I'm so much like into my zone and stuff that I miss a lot of that stuff. I miss a lot of the bizarre stuff.
You're
when
too
I'm out
busy playing and
yeah,
keeping.
Yeah, I'm so. It's
your
all
crap
about
together.
me at
Yeah,
that point,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't care about any of that other crap.
You're missing it all.
It's so
right?
much about me. No, but I.
You got to concentrate on playing, and if somebody comes up and pulls their top up, you're not going
You
to
know,
oh, boobies.
when we played in Belfast, Ireland, my other guitar player Shane French, he went on to play with John Oliva and stuff. So he did massive, ridiculous stadium tours and things like that. And I love to throw these names out there because these guys are still my good friends. We were quite the drunk pieces of crap when we were on tour last time. And that's when in Rome you do that. So we get there, we get to the venue in Belfast, and it's this huge, beautiful church. It's like 500 years old. And you go in and there's a bar in there. And the other band, that band Deadline, where the guy pulled out his twig and berries, freaking is there with the band is holding a black trash bag full of red Stripe that was just room temperature. And
That's how they
they
drink
had
it over
brought
there.
it. Well, the airlines had screwed up, and we were supposed to play at Wolverhampton the night before, and we missed that gig, and we really wanted to play it. We heard it was great. It was with Jeff Scott Soto and Ty Kato, so that was cool. But we didn't get to go to it. But they brought our beer rider because they allotted a beer rider for each of the bands, so they brought it in a plastic trash bag.
No
So
cooler for you
we
guys, huh?
proceeded to drink almost all of it. The other guitar player and I. And we went out on stage, and there's people up in the rafters, and everybody's, yeah. They hadn't seen us in 5 years. And then I just remember saying, there's a lot of people in here, and I'm drunk. And that's all I remember. So we had a lot of nights like that. So I probably missed a lot of good things like that. You know, I was in a place, Dudley, England, you know, as a place called JB's, this huge place that holds like 1,800 people. Good-sized clubs is what I'm talking about, not like Wembley Arena. And you walk out, and you've been wasted drunk the whole week or the time that you're on tour, and you look out, and you're like, oh, man, there's a castle. Wow, that's a cool castle. And you go back into the pub and get drunk instead of like going to check out the stuff.
Yeah.
That's exactly how we were. And I look back, and I'm like, you know, you think you would like regret a little bit of that? Nah. No, you don't. It's the way it should
You
be.
miss it.
I miss it.
Yeah, yeah.
I miss those people over there too, you know. So they were nice fan base.
Very
So,
cool.
yeah.
And now
Rob,
we're stuck with Bittersweet.
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
I know.
hey, man.
I know.
I
No,
know.
we love Nathan, man. He's
Oh my
he's
God,
the
we're
best.
so-
Now I take my
Honored to
pants
have him.
off.
He's brought
and they
such a
look
fresh
over there.
light.
Yeah.
Great vocal harmonies, and his guitar player is out of this world.
I saw you
He
guys
is.
to do like 2 or 3 songs, but I want to see you play from half a night there. You know, I wanna see you
Oh,
do a
great.
couple
Come on
sets,
out.
you know?
We'd love to have you out, Terry.
I'd like to do Saturday, but I think we're busy. The boss is sitting right here.
That's
so.
all right. We'll be around many.
We're playing Kicking Wings on
Kicking Wings,
Saturday.
that's right, yeah. Rob, the drummer, where is he from originally?
You know, I really don't know.
You can just say anything.
I think he was from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Kalamazoo.
He's
okay.
from
And
he's from his mommy.
He's from his mom for
Okay.
sure.
Very good.
But you know, who cares?
He's a Michigander, isn't
He's a plumber.
He's a drummer.
He's a plumber
He's
and
a
a drummer.
plumber and a
He's
drummer.
a drummer,
And a drummer.
man. It's
Plumber
like
A drummer and a
drummer.
plumber.
You know what they
gives a-
call people that hang out with musicians?
drummer.
What?
Drummers.
You know how you know that?
Oh.
You know how the
Sorry, drummers. Just
you know
a
that
joke.
the stage is level. Drool is coming out of both sides of the drummer's mouth. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Do you know the difference between a large pepperoni pizza and a lead guitarist is?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the pizza
pepperoni
feed a whole
pizza,
family.
Yeah. Feed a family of
See,
4 at
you
least.
can't pull nothing up on these guys.
Yeah,
They
no,
got all
I-
the trivia questions. They got all your jokes.
Listen,
Smart.
I know. They're
I've-
good.
It's- yeah.
I've got another
got it
brother-in-law
going
named
on here.
Smart
Jeremy. He gave me
imbeciles.
all
They
of
got
them.
to go.
You know
on
what you-
here.
We're the smartest idiots around.
You know what you call a bass player without a girlfriend?
Homeless.
Homeless. Yes.
How do you
Yeah,
get the
the-
drummer?
No, you
off
call him
your
Paul
front
Porty.
porch? You pay him for the pizza. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, a couple more trivia questions here.
Oh.
Song Jingle Jangle.
You got me on that one.
I got
sing
Spurs
us,
that
sing
jingle
us a
jangle.
verse.
Don't sing, you know that. It was
You
a very
know.
corny
Is it in
song.
the 60s? Is that a 60s tune?
Is that my dingaling?
70s. Archie's.
Archie. Oh.
What?
Yeah, the Archies did Jingle Jangle. You remember Jingle Jangle?
How's it go?
No.
I can't
More like-
sing.
Jingle jangle.
Now, if it was Sugar, I'd have figured that one
Yeah,
out. But I
Sugar,
never heard
Sugar.
that one. It must
Same
not have
thing,
been a big
yeah.
hit.
Right.
It was Jingle Jangle. It's the
What,
same thing.
Jughead did that one,
Oh.
or
Yeah. I think Veronica. Jungle Love.
Speed Miller?
In what year?
1976.
77. Real close.
Oh my God.
Real close.
Yep. Book
Well,
of
see,
Dreams.
I should have stuck to the Archie's
Oh.
tunes here.
Book of Dreams.
You guys would. He even does the album. Very cool.
I went to that concert.
Rapture.
Oh, that's Blondie.
You know that
But
one?
I
right,
don't know
Nina.
what year though. I used to do
1981.
that song.
81.
Bloop bloop
81.
pulled that one off.
Is that the one where she does like the
Yeah.
the disco
she
rapping?
raps,
Yeah,
yeah. She
yeah.
raps
I
on
remember
it.
doing that
Didn't,
one.
She
didn't
raps,
that
yeah.
video have like Flavor Flav in it or something?
I don't
Way back
remember.
in the day, he had a
I don't know.
clock and he
He had
did
a
the
clock?
dance thing.
I
yeah.
think
Yes.
you're right,
It
Nathan.
was Flavor
Really?
Flav when he was like 16 years
Yeah.
old and he's there because he's dancing really, really bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
right.
bad.
It's got to be
terrible.
him.
Yeah, it is. It's
It
definitely.
was.
Flavor
That's
Flav.
funny.
I think it's
Yeah.
that.
That
How about
is-
the song Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo?
Rick Derringer.
Rick Derringer,
Wow. you guys-
1974.
That was an easy one.
Rock Me Amadeus.
Falco, 1982.
My God.
He's 6. That's close.
86.
I should have.
Oh, yeah,
I should have guessed.
yeah.
And it was a #1 song at one time. Running on Empty.
Jackson Brown, 1977.
Let these guys answer some of
Oh,
these.
okay. All right.
That's why now you know why we got him in our band.
I know.
He
man.
knows
The
all
guy's
the
just
answers.
full- he does.
He
has
is like
every
the
answer.
shell answer man
Was I
of
right
rock
on the
trivia.
year?
He
Was
is.
I right on the year?
What was it? What'd you say?
77?
78. You were very, very
You
close.
know what? I am the master of useless trivia,
Yeah.
not music trivia.
Yeah,
useless,
useless
like
trivia.
stuff that people don't care about
Sort
at all.
of a Slavant trait.
Well, the eyes kind of glaze over, and it's
Well, it's
like
like I
yeah,
got one for you, Terry. Hocus Pocus by Focus. Who did it?
Focus. I just listened to that the other day. We're out of time, folks. I mean, I appreciate you guys
no
coming
problem,
out.
Oh,
man.
this was
Thank you
awesome.
for
What a
Maybe
great
we can,
time,
have
guys.
Have you on
Thank
the
you.
show again
Great
because
way
we
spending a
just-
Monday night.
Right, yeah. We were running out. You know, it's,
So when can we come back and have some more rock trivia?
next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a couple
You can
of
always
comments.
call in.
Yes.
Yeah, Jim's got a couple things that we
First
got
off,
coming up.
I want to mention that there's a Christine Curdy's Dream Benefit going on December 9th at Bourbon Street in Newport Richey. And there's going to be a bunch of bands there. That's December 9th, Sunday from 1 to 9. And some of the bands are included Ruckus, Casey and the Vocal Chords, the Emery Brothers, Floydsome, Jersey Dirt, Almost Sticks, Cross-Eyed Larry, and a few others. There's going to be a wing eating contest, food raffles, and they're also trying to put together a bike run. The sheriff of Brooksville, George Smith, is going to donate his time to MC the event. Also, Lost and Found is at the back room this Thursday. That's in Newport Richey. It's the old Venoms. It's from 7 to 11. Cross-Eyed Larry, good friends of ours, are at the Norton's East Side Sports Bar in Clearwater Safety Harbor this Friday, November 16th. I'm not sure of the times of that. And Floydsome is playing at the Kick and Wing this Saturday, 7 to 11. So come up and eat some food with us and have a party. I want to say hi, Sherry and Dina.
Cherie of Go Tonight, and Dina.
And hey, let's not forget Bittersweet at the Eagles Nest in
Bittersweet.
Tarpon
The
Springs.
Eagles
Yes.
Nest.
Saturday.
Saturday night.
Saturday.
the
What time do you
17th,
guys start?
9
Okay.
o'clock.
That's my birthday.
Is it?
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, happy birthday to
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Ah, we got to go
Thank
get
you.
you something.
Yeah.
You go get him
Better
that
be-
sheep that Nathan was
yeah,
talking
that
about. That
sheep
Troy,
that he was
that-
talking about. I want one of those.
a blow-up sheep. Hey,
I know where that sheep is right now.
I'll just give him one.
probably
of
at
my,
Troy's house.
I'll just give him one of my old light fixtures.
So we want everybody to get out there and support live music and see the Bittersweet Band at the Eagles Nest on the 17th, Saturday the 17th.
Yep.
And there's many ways to finding out what's going on in the Tampa Bay area. You can go to Where's the Party on Facebook. They have a show here on Rock Slam Radio also on Thursday nights. Tim Cronin does a weekly blog in the Newport Richie Patch and tells you all the venues and the venues people are playing at the venues. There's also a site, we mentioned Cherie there. She runs a site called gotonight.com, and I really want everybody to go and, well, I'll give you a card, and you can go and register your band on there as an artist.
Yeah, she was asking us about that.
Okay, yeah.
So, okay.
And,
Have you met her?
No, only by the Facebook. She's been wanting me to, and I don't know how to
I'll give
do
you,
all that.
I'll give you. You just get on there, and it's easy. Just
She
walk
goes
it
out
through,
and sees bands all the time.
She does.
So she'll
She's-
run into you
She's
guys,
a
I'm
great
sure.
supporter of live music.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Good.
Very
So
big.
let's get out there and support live music and the venues that support them. Next week's guest here will be the Muffin Chuckers. Good night, folks, and thanks for listening.
Good night.
Thanks, guys.
Take care, folks.
Night, guys.
Bloop, bloop.
You've been listening to the T-Bonez Rock Show only on RockSlamRadio.com.
What was that? I'll tell you what that was. That was another fine show from RockSlamRadio.com. Yeah.